It's a perfectly gorgeous, sunny, early fall day, and our first impressions of Vancouver, British Columbia are some we'll never forget. Green everywhere, but in between, the bright sun bounces off of its numerous reflective structures, mainly in the form of skyscrapers. Before today, I didn't associate cities with beauty, but the glitter of the metal metropolis, juxtaposed by the shimmer of the sparkly blue water, is truly a beautiful sight. We might be in a city, but we never get far from boats and water. While we're here, we'll be touring a 68-foot Transpac yacht, previously owned by the founder of J-Boat. We'll also be visiting Precision Sails and designing our new mainsail, arriving in style by seaplane. But first, we take in the sights today here in Vancouver, feeling a million miles away from Calico skies and Mexico's soaring temperatures. Well, this is our cute little Airbnb that we've kind of already destroyed, so I'm not gonna give you too much of a tour. But it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, which is where Bill is right now. And it has a little kitchenette, and it's super cozy. It actually has a little fireplace, which I freaking love. I'm gonna turn it on for you guys. Oh, there's Bill. Ooh. And my favorite thing about Vancouver so far is just how green it is. It's just, from being in the desert for so long, seeing so much lush greenery, the trees, everyone seems to have like little vegetables growing outside their front lawns and everything. So it's awesome. Hi, honey.
Hello.
You ready to go?
Let's go.
We slept hard last night after our day of travel. So, yee. Oh, and did I mention the temperature?
It's beautiful.
Freaking gorgeous. Yeah, so I think it's like 70, would you say?
You know, whatever it is, feels nice.
But nice sun, no humidity. Our lovely hosts have this beautiful house, and then they have also some bees, which it's so nice to see bees not on our boat. Not swarming us. Oh, see, look. This is what I was talking about. So many people have vegetables and fruits growing.
So much vegetation.
It's so beautiful. And there's so many plants and trees that I'm remembering from my childhood. The maple, in particularly. We had one of those in our front lawn when I was growing up in Ottawa. Today we're exploring more of Vancouver. We're driving the famous Sea to Sky Highway, headed towards Squamish, and stop to explore beautiful Porto Cove in Howe Sound before heading over to check out our host Roger's beautiful yacht. Ooh, cute. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a pretty... Look at the size of this cube.
Big boat. How many feet is this boat again?
68.
68.
Yeah, Transpac, 1987.
That's a big boat.
This is sanded
Primed?
and reprimed like 5 times.
What color are you going to paint it?
White.
Yeah.
Back to white again.
Wait, this is a Spinnaker boat?
This is the
it's like
Spinnaker
half the
boat.
size of our mast.
It looks like a mast.
It goes all the way to here.
23 and a half?
23 and a half feet. Our mast is like 55, so...
Yeah, it is half the mast. I think there's too much play in that.
That's... I mean, you're not going to lose it imminently, but... Ours does not do that anymore.
You used to.
Used to, though. Remember that one?
Yep.
So go up top.
Yeah, I'd like to go up top.
Woohoo.
It's kind of fun. This is different than we're used to.
It's a lot of boat.
You get some serious damage with this thing.
So the boom is carbon fiber, mast is not.
I don't even know how you begin to get up here to zip this thing.
Yeah. We were just saying that I think these are both sail lockers, and that's pretty
Pretty nice.
sweet.
close.
Yeah, we can get to it.
Okay. So you got kind of range to.
And what year is this boat again, Roger?
84.
This is the same as ours.
Whoops.
Some building windows and
It's a nice berth. Faucet. 4-burner stove. That's pretty fancy. I like this galley. I think this is, and Roger's gonna come tell us, but these look like fridge and freezers. And I like how everything is like, you're kind of snug for healing, but like you can like reach everything.
Yeah, a lot of prep space, a lot of counter space for prepping too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, much more than ours.
Yeah. So this morning Bill is checking our batteries with this fancy app. Program?
It's called VRM, and it's basically broadcasting our battery data to Starlink, and then I can pick it up online. And Roger's doing the same for his boat, so
just
comparing.
Just for shits and giggles.
Battery management does not change when you're off the boat. It's like my favorite pastime, so I'm still doing it here.
So how's everything going?
We're making
Talk to me.
we're making 900 watts of solar.
Ooh.
I'm making 4.
4 watts of solar.
Oh,
Come on.
Roger, you got to get that boat in the water.
It's gotta get more panels.
Yeah,
And
that
Nothing
too.
running on my boat right now.
Yeah, we ran fridges all night. Yeah.
Mr. Rufus is going to join us for breakfast, aren't you? Yes. Oh, he's so cute. There's Molly. Molly the cat. Hey. Our hosts, Jen and Roger, are so hospitable and kind that we've been opening the door between their house and the Airbnb, and we just go back and forth. And yeah, so we're hanging out this morning, and Jen is cooking breakfast for everyone. We picked raspberries for breakfast. Canadian bacon, for those of you.
Back bacon.
I'm having flashbacks to Sea Cortez with all these bees around me.
You're serious.
So here's some real honey from our hive out front. Yeah, I didn't even like honey until I had a chance to actually cut it from the comb itself. It's pretty good. Very different from the stuff in the store.
OMG. Ooh,
That looks delicious.
yummy. Bill's about to put some clotted cream on his scone, and apparently this is like just before the butter stage is the clotted cream. And the jam, did you make that?
Yep, that raspberry
Wow.
jam comes from those raspberry plants.
What?
The ones we just picked.
OMG.
It's a very land of plenty here. Get the honey on there.
Because your hands are full?
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
And I covered up my beautiful scone with an egg, but you can see him under there. I have raspberry and I have an apricot. I'm so excited. This is such a big moment for me. Let's try it. Oh wow. Oh my god. New favorite breakfast. This afternoon, we're taking a stroll through beautiful Queen Elizabeth Park. It's such a contrast to the colors of the desert we've called home for so long now. Well, we are back on Roger's boat, Drumbeat, in the daylight. We were here last night, got a very brief tour, but today we're gonna get more of an in-depth look at this beautiful boat while we can see a bit better. There's a skipper's berth in there.
That's the cot.
Oh, yeah.
There's a cot there if you wanted
Or
to.
a bunk, whatever you want to call it.
Bunk. But,
A lot of machinery space.
all sorts of offshore supplies. There used to be an inner stay, solo stay. So the fittings are all on the deck still, and they go right down to the spine of the boat. So
Oh, okay.
Drumbeat is a 1984 custom-built yacht who won the 1987 Transpac race, completing 2,200 miles in just 8 days. She corrected out over the race legend Merlin, a Santa Cruz 70, who still races hard to this day. Drumbeat was converted from a race boat to a cruising yacht by J-Boat founder Peter Johnstone years after her Trans-Pacific win.
So she's rigged as a sloop at the moment, but she was at one point in time cutter rigged. So all the fittings are still here, and I intend to restore her to that status. All the sails are off at the moment here too, but this thing will tension the forestay. So we don't have miles and miles of halyard on the deck. There's just enough at the end of this, way up there at the moment, to come down to here, and we have to really tweak it to get the pin in, and then we can crank it down from here.
That's pretty different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
That's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, it's pretty sturdy.
Hefty.
Pretty beefy.
Solid rod rigging. I think it's the original from the deck to the mast. So it's top of the mast. They don't do that anymore. They usually do it in sections now.
Oh, this continuous rod?
Correct.
Yeah, we're continuous rod as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very common, but
Same generation of thought. Pretty high up.
Yeah, you've got some good visibility there.
it's a pretty substantial
Yeah.
wheelbase.
Gussets. I don't know.
So the new structure is going to be at that level, the Rogers building.
Yeah, a fair bit of solar back here too if you did that.
Uh-huh.
See, like
Over the
overhang the dinghy,
exactly.
kind of like what we just did. Like,
It needs a shelter too, so it's not getting snow in it.
yeah, when it rains, our dinghy doesn't really fill. It's mostly covered by solar panels. Yeah, it'd be a hell of a ride. Surfing down at 23.7 in this thing.
Yeah.
It'd feel absurd.
So up here is the master cabin. Again, apologize for the mess, but it's in refit. We've got washer and dryer up here, which obviously wasn't present when she was racing.
Part of the race inventory?
No.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's nice. A big locker up here as well. Peter Johnstone's wife had a desk in here at some point.
2 light options. I like them both. And
Yeah, so I picked this up in an antique store in Sydney. Saw it and really liked it, and it looked really authentic and nautical, so I needed something brass or coppery in here anyways, so I found this other one that seemed to be okay. So I think probably the first option is the better option, but we shall see. Maybe I'll find another place for this one.
yeah, that would be nice. And Roger was just saying off camera that he's actually going to convert this to DC and get rid of the...
Yeah, and I convert
cord.
this, and then hopefully have a little flicker bulb in here.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a real fire. But part of my refit experience has been electrical, and I used to be scared of electrical stuff until I had my first boat and realized there was nobody else who was going to fix it, so I had to learn. So I did. And back here is the huge mass of wires that was a race boat before, so they wanted to maximize storage space. But that's not necessarily what you want to do for cruising. You want to be able to find and troubleshoot a problem quite quickly, so I wanted to redesign that space. So these all come out now.
That's pretty slick.
Very cool.
This was phase 1, so we built this separately from the rest of the initial system that was further back there, and this will come out later. So we've gone all Victron with everything, so that there's a system for everything where we know exactly what's going on with each cell. So the plan eventually is to switch this out to an isolation transformer in this space, and then refinish that space with 2 Quattro 5000s to have 10,000 watts of power for induction cooking, and I just don't want to worry about anything.
I love it.
Hopefully we get there at some point, and we can add some more lithium over there that's also 12 volts. I don't have to switch to 24, which was actually the actual plan, because Victron has updated the firmware, thank you, so that we can have more than 5 batteries in parallel.
Woohoo.
So that's awesome.
All the power.
And this boat was refit by Peter Johnstone for his family. So they decided to have a larger, but only one head, So I've redone basically everything in here now, so it's almost ready to go. And with that, instead of there being multiple showers as there are on modern cruising boats, we just have one larger shower
That is so awesome.
with a wet gear locker with dehumidifier in the wet gear locker.
Next to the head is the engine
So this is our
room, which I have a feeling is going to be more than a room.
this is our engine room and
Wow.
cruise quarters. So access to the engines the engine is here, and then generator is aft. But as you can see, there's a lot of space.
Wow.
Further back there, that's probably another 30 feet back there.
We keep joking with Roger that we're going to have to do another video down the line and after, so you guys can see how everything turned out. Roger's on the 3-year cruising plan. So we're going to hold him to that, and they went across, him and his wife Jen went across the Pacific too, so maybe we'll see him out there. Can
We'll give you
see all the fruits of your labor.
head start, Grace.
I'll come back with you. Later, Roger.
Later. And just like that, they're off on their next adventure.
The toys just got bigger.
Wow.
I can hang on here.
Hot Wheels. I don't go like this with them.
Yeah, I could definitely hang on here. Kitchen, probably a beer fridge. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
that kind of
jeez.
stuff, so
it's a bigger engine than I thought it'd be in there.
yeah, it's a big V6 in there. So
This thing probably moves.
oh yeah, yeah.
Sick.
Lots of little goodies. It's all on air ride and everything. So
Well, we got the hookup.
drop it on the ground.
Peter today.
Going for a flight.
Showing us his hangar and gonna take us to
I'm in the wrong industry.
he's gonna take us to Sydney, which is close to Victoria, which is where Precision Sales is. So we're gonna take our first ride ever in a seaplane.
This is so cool. I think it looks like it's a beautiful plane too. I like it. I like the colors. I kind of like a sailboat. I like the wings.
Yeah, and there's no wheels, so it's gonna get driven
To the water.
to the water. When Peter reached out to us saying he could offer us a seaplane ride, we were thrilled. Turns out there's a lot of islands in Vancouver, which maybe is not the best combination for two people who don't love to plan. Not only is this a super cool experience, but Peter's also really helping us out today.
Hundreds and hundreds of rivets in all the floats, right? So and there's multiple compartments.
Uh huh.
So before you fly or after you fly, you should pump them out, make sure there's no water in them. So there's a tube that goes down to the bottom of the
shoot
float.
water.
Yeah, it's gonna shoot water out. So most people have like a hand pump where they but lazy.
Big boy. There you go.
So cool. It feels so unique.
This is cool.
This could get much better. So
We are at the water now and going in.
Like there's always water in our lives.
Yeah. Of course we're on a seaplane. What other kind of plane would we be on?
It takes some.
Our plane today, a DHC-2 Beaver, is one of many, many seaplanes here in Vancouver, which has the largest seaplane fleet in North America. Though just 87 kilometers, or 54 miles away, It can take a good half day of driving and ferry riding to get to Victoria on Vancouver Island. A plane like this shortens our trip today to just 35 minutes.
Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, right? This is so cool. Made it! How cool was that?
That was really cool.
Excelente.
Hey there!
I don't know.
I recognize that voice.
Came down. We'll be there in about 10 minutes.
We don't even have cell service.
Wow. Real life.
Crazy.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend.
All right, so we are in the Office of Precision Sales today, and we are talking to J1, or Jeremy, and he is a senior sales designer here at Precision. And I've worked with him for years on a number of our sales, our Staysail, our Spinnaker, our Jib, and we are actually in person here to discuss our main, which is very exciting.
Very exciting. Okay.
Do you want to introduce J2, or are you off-camera guy?
I'm over here in the corner. There's a backup.
We got the two Jeremys here with us today.
Welcome, Calico Skies. We're going to go through your guys' sails. We built you a head sail, big, beautiful graphic.
It's pretty loud.
Nice.
Everyone knows it's an Anchorage now.
Yeah.
You can't miss the boat beyond head sail.
I love it.
And it sounds like it fits and runs
Perfect.
really well.
It's a little shorter than our old one, which is actually really nice because our top-down or our continuous line furler used to get jammed up. We don't have a crane, so it's actually
Gotcha.
the Code Zero furler is working much better with a little bit lower.
a little bit lower.
Yeah, because it's not touching the other swivel.
Yeah, perfect. In general, we are going to be building you guys a rugged offshore cruising mainsail.
Yes.
Lifespans are always so hard to, kind of quantify. People ask all the time how long it's going to last. Realistically, if you're running it offshore every day, like you guys will be doing a lot of, it's going to last shorter lifespan than somebody who's at Anchorage all the time, and
We
keeps
got
it.
ours was 2014, so our Jib was 2012, our main was 2014.
So you're coming on the 10-year mark.
They're coming to be a little bit baggy now,
Yeah.
so they're certainly at their time.
Yeah, so that's sort of what we expect, or what we sort of aim towards as far as designing sails to make sure that it'll last a decade.
The laminates don't last as long, right?
No, they
so
don't.
that's something that degrades without use. even.
Absolutely,
Okay, so
yeah,
that's what we've heard too.
yeah.
Because that's another question we get is, difference between Dacron and laminates, and
Sure, yeah.
I don't think we'd ever go for laminates. It wouldn't suit our usage of the boat. But
Yeah, there are cruising laminates like CDX from Contender, MPX from Challenge. They have taffeta coatings, and that helps a lot because the big issue is that the UV is going to break down the mylar. The mylar starts to flake away, and once you start getting holes in your sail, there's no battens or patching or whatever that I can do in it that is going to protect against that. But as far as Dacron's, the nice thing with Dacron is that barring some severe catastrophic failure where you run through a really nasty gale and it tears or busts at a seam, the actual panel's not going to break. It isn't going to break. It's not going. You're not going to get holes in the middle of the sail, and it's also a lot easier to repair if you do run into that scenario. So yeah, you have a bit of a deeper first, and then a really deep second.
it was 17.5 reef 1, 37.5 for reef 2. So we've only been to the second once or twice in gale.
Have you at 15? So yeah, slightly higher or slightly lower, 15, and then 30, and then this will be 45. That's their standard height. So these reefs currently are lower, but you have 3 of them. Easy enough for me to match that.
What do you? I mean, we only have 2 reef lines.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
More common is to have reef lines in your first and second, and then lash at your third. Yeah.
That's interesting. I wanted 3 initially. They were saying like the weight in the sail, like in the shape of the sail. Like, do you buy into that at all?
Not really. I don't know why that would be an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah,
Ours
it
sounds like
will
a
be
heavy.
slightly heavier because you're gonna have more patching on it. But I mean, it's not like we're not racing.
Yeah. So maybe we should do a third, because especially if I didn't know the strap, that would make my life a lot easier.
And then yeah, finishing details. Your last sail, the headsail had white. How are you guys finding the white
Yeah.
draft stripes?
They're fine.
They're fine, right?
I don't know, because I don't think we can do a logo on this one, because I think it'll be too loud.
Little gaudy.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
see like how orange stripes look though, like with
Yeah.
the head sail there?
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, 'cause I think it would get to be too much, you know. You do an orange head on this thing, or
We could do it like up top. We could.
can you see that? Or yeah, near the first reef too. I don't know. Kind of neat. Are the bottom
It
triangles
has
be orange
both.
too, or like does that make you feel better? Or, like those reinforcing patches, I'm sure could be orange too. Like,
Yeah, totally. We can do. Oops.
like so you have orange in front of the boat and the back.
We can do that too.
So you like that?
And then we
Could you do the bottom one orange and then the next 3 white?
like these ones,
Like,
and then just do the reefs in white. Absolutely. You know what? For Grace.
Want to see the jib? I got jib back in. There you go.
Wow, it's very pretty.
That's pretty sharp.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That's how we do it. And then orange offshore is great because like it's like the Vendée Globe but with the orange painted mast. Like no matter how rough it is, you'll see Calico in the day.
Yeah,
pick up
totally.
The orange patch, you know.
We've wanted to get out to this part of the world for a while, and when we knew we'd be in Precision's neck of the woods, we gave them a holler. We didn't plan much beyond we'll be up there around X, but it turns out that that's not a problem for these guys. In fact, spontaneous adventure is a shared passion of ours, and what we get up to next time is proof that sometimes the best experiences in life are the ones we never saw coming at all.